Ellsbury Democrat. Log on to www.ellsburydemocrat.com today.
Tonight's game is not only a competitive contest between these two schools, but it's also an educational experience for the students involved. Because high school activities are about learning life values, your friends at this local radio station and the Missouri State High School Activities Association remind everyone to do their part in keeping our hometown sports a positive experience for everyone. When you attend your next game, do your part to help rekindle the spirit of citizenship by showing good sportsmanship. You'll be teaching a positive lesson, and you'll be preserving a proud tradition in the state of Missouri.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
Alrighty, folks. We are back and here on Indian Sports Network. Hope I'm coming through to you well. Wasn't able to run a lot of tests this morning. They started this game here just about 10 minutes early. I was kind of going through my lineups, and they had everybody stepping up. So, today on the Indian Sports Network, we're bringing you a little bit of tournament action. Indians taking on the Fort Zumwalt East Lions. First batter is Madison Melky for the Lions. On the mound for Ellsbury is Sydney Pickard. Once we get going, I will cover the rest of the field positions here. Count now 3 balls to Melky. And Milky is walked. Up now is going to be number 7. That's Kristen Hayes. Once again, we are starting this game just a tad early here on the Indian Sports Network. This is Jake Thompson bringing you all the action live. Indians taking on the Lions here this morning for an 8 a.m. game, or excuse me, a 9 a.m. game. It starts at 8:50. That ball goes foul. Can't really argue with starting a game early. We've got a long day, a little bit of heat. That's for sure will be in play. But we'll see what happens. That ball goes foul for Hayes. So there goes Pickard on the mound again. Weekly behind the plate. Here comes pitch. She gets a rip at it. Goes right to Pickard's glove. Pickard to first. Misses Vaughn's glove. And she is moving. Both runners advancing. We've got runners on the corners now. So that now brings up number 6. That's Allison Chernich. Pitch goes in low. That's a ball. Pickard comes in with the pitch again. It's high this time. As I said, Pickard on the mound, Weekly a catcher. First is Vaughn, second Henry, third is Mooney, Hagemeyer short. Left to right out in the field is Bangy, Kinsler, and Martin. Pitch comes in. High this time, it's a strike. Strike there. Count now, even, 2, Chernich. Pitch comes in, and she gets to walk her way down to first. Means runners advance. We've got runners on all 3 bases as number 17, That's Keelan Cronin steps up. She'll be followed by number 2, Jocelyn Abbott. First pitch is a ball to Keelan Cronin. Pickard with the pitch again. It's a clip and it goes up and foul right off of the little shed here in between the two fields. And what a rip. Goes right into Pickard's glove. Back to home plate, tagged. And so that means that number 1, Madison Milky, is out. They weren't quick enough on the throw there to make it any more of a shutdown, but that does leave 3 runners still out on the plate, no runs scored. So Cronin makes her way to first. Up now, number 2, Jocelyn Abbott. Here's the pitch from Pickard. Strike to Jocelyn Abbott. She gets a rip, hops out of Hagemeyer's glove, run scored. They worked hard on that, but were able to get the one out, but run still scored. So Hayes scores. Jocelyn Abbott is out number 2 at first there. Number 5, Megan Quaint. That's a strike. Okay, count 2-2, or 1-1, excuse me. It pops up, and it's out of play. Count now 2-1. Pickard on the mound. She gets ready. Here comes a pitch. Swing and a miss. And that is the 3rd out with Megan Quaint heading back to the dugout. And we head into the bottom of the 1st inning of play. Score now 1-0 in favor of the Lions. Folks, we'll be back in just a minute here on the Indian Sports Network.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Alrighty, folks, we are back. For those of you just stepping in as we cross into the 9 o'clock hour, this game did start just about 10 minutes early here on the Indian Sports Network. This is Jake Thompson bringing you all the action live. Lineups for the Indians is going to be Martin, Pickard, Hagemeyer, Weekly, Mooney, Henry, Kinsler, Vaughn, and then Bangy. For the visiting Lions from East Zumwalt, or East, Fort Zumwalt East. It's Milky, Hayes, Chernich, Cronin, Abbott, Quaint, Pollitt, Snyder, Watson, and Burkett. That extra one in there, though, is Quaint, and she's the DP. So technically, she's not actually on the field, obviously. On the mound for the Lions is going to be Cronin behind home plate. It's going to be Pollitt, Burkett at first, Abbott at second, third is Hayes, short is Milky, and then left to right out in the outfield is going to be Watson, Trinidge, and Snyder. So let's see what happens here, folks. So we get this game a rocking and a rolling. Out in the field for the Indians was Pickard on the mound, Weekly behind the plate, and then Vaughn, Henry, Mooney at first, second, and third. Hagemeyer at short, Bangy, Kinsler, Martin left to right. So, first batter up is going to be Kara Martin. Or Kaylee, excuse me. I don't know why I was thinking Kara. Pitch comes in. Martin will be followed by Sidney Pickard. And then Hagemeyer. Pitch comes in. Martin settled in. Here comes the pitch. Showed bunt. Pulled off. Count now 3-1. There's a strike. Cronin on the mound with pitch. Strike there, and that ends it. First out. Up now, Sidney Pickard. On deck will be Hagemeyer. And that's a strike. Count 0-2 to Pickard. Once again, if you're just tuning in, this is the Indian Sports Network bringing you the Ellsbury Indians and Fort Zumwalt East Lions playing this morning. Game started a little early. As you see the clip of the ball, Sidney Pickard going for first, but ball gets there too fast, and that's a done deal. Out number 2. So, up now, number 24, Megan Hagemeyer. Bottom of the first inning of play. That pitch comes in a little low. Count 1-1 for Hagemeyer. It is a warm but nice morning here for a little softball. Come on down and join us. There's going to be games going on throughout the morning. Good rip there. But it is picked up by second baseman and thrown to first, and that's an out. So that ends the first inning of play. Score in favor of the Lions, 1-0. We'll be back in a minute here on the Indian Sports Network.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the Indian Sports Network. This is Jake Thompson bringing you all the action live, play-by-play, and inning by inning. Indians and Lions going at it here this morning. We're heading to the top of the second inning of play. Up now is going to be number 10, Emily Pollitt. And there's a strike. Pitch comes in again. That's a ball this time. Count 2-1. Pollitt. Here's pitch. Good clip there by Pollitt. Goes into second baseman's glove and to first, and that's an out. Henry picked that just easy as could be up and got that right to Vaughn where it needed to be. So up now is going to be Molly Snyder, number 3. Molly batting right. Snyder is out in the outfield for this team. There's a little high on that. Count now, 3-0, 1 out. Pickard settles in. Here's the pitch. And that's a strike. Count now, 3-1 for Molly Snyder. Strike again. Count 3-2. We are full up, folks. Strike 3. Well done by Sydney Pickard. 2 outs. Up now, number 11, Leah Watson. Watson settles back in, box. Pickard's ready to go. Here comes a pitch. It's a clip and it pops up. Pickard almost gets under it, but it still moves too dang up ahead of her and not there quick enough. That does mean that Watson is now at first. Up now, should be top of our lineup. Number 1, Madison Milky. Milky settles in. First pitch is a ball. Strike there. Pitch comes in again. Count now 2-1. Madison Milky. Oh, quick check there, but not quick enough. Watson's still good at first. Pitch comes in. Strike there. Count now 2-3 to Madison Milky. Picker with pitch. Clip. Mooney picks it up, gets it first, and Vaughn done. Ladies and gentlemen, that ends this portion of the inning. Well done. So now we're going to head into the bottom of the second inning of play. Ellsbury will get to see if their bats can make something happen here. We'll be back in just a minute on the Indian Sports Network. This is Jake Thompson, and thanks for joining us.
Hi, my name is Jerry Callahan, pharmacist and owner of the medicine shops in Troy and Ellsbury Pharmacy. We strive every day to bring better service, better value, and better health care to our friends in our communities. We want to say thank you for your support, and we're proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back here to the Indian Sports Network. This is Jake Thompson bringing you all the action live, and as it happens, Fort Zumwalt East and Ellsbury hitting it off here on the field in Ellsbury. First batter for Ellsbury will be number 4, Tess Weekly. She'll be followed by Sam Mooney, who will be on deck, and May Henry in the hole. So we'll see what happens, folks, in just a minute. As Cronin returns to the mound, Pollard will be at catcher. First base will be Burkheit. Second will be Abbott. Hayes will be at third. Shortstop will be Milky. And then Watson, Chernich, and Snyder going left to right out in the outfield. So, folks, let's see what happens. Here we go. Weekly gets settled in. Weekly with the pitch to Weekly. Strike. Clip up. Two strikes for Weekly. Swing and a miss, and that's 3. She's heading back to the dugout. Up now, number 9, Sammy Mooney. Mooney helped seal up the end of that last inning with that quick little throw over to first. Vaughn was able to seal that up. First pitch is a strike. folks. I apologize for the brief intermittent camera drop you had there. We were trying to get some adjusting. It still looks like it's a little off, so I'll have to fix that in a minute. But we do have 2 outs now. Mooney getting out, and now at bat is going to be Henry. It's Megan Henry up. She gets a clip, and it goes foul. Her count 1-2. There's a clip, and that goes foul as well. Henry just swinging them on out. And that's a clip that goes foul as well. So that is kind of how it's crumbling right at this point. Count 1-2. That one way out. Definitely ball. Count going to be 2-2. 2 outs. Henry getting ready to go. Cronin on the mound, checking her wrist, trying to decide where she's going to go with this. Here comes the pitch, and it's a clip right into the first baseman's glove, and that's an out. So, folks, that is 1, 2, 3, and we are heading into the top of the 3rd inning of play. Folks, I'm going to do some adjustment on this camera here real quick, so if it does seem that we drop or anything, no, we'll be back in just a minute here on the Indian Sports Network. This is Jake Thompson, and thank you for joining us.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We have numerous programs to help your wallet as well as save precious time. Save money with our RX Savings Club program, and you can save time with our medication synchronization program, where we fill your prescriptions at the same time each month. We also offer our medication adherence program to help you remember to take your medications on time as prescribed by your doctor. Better value, better service, better health care. Locally owned and operated, and proud to be your local independent pharmacy in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at MedicineShopRx.com.
Alrighty, folks, I apologize once again for that drop. We're trying to get some corrections done here on the angles, and my connections on my cords aren't wanting to work in our favor. We do have a runner already on first, and up now is number 6. That's Allison Trinich. So Hayes is at first. Trinich gets a little bit of a bunt on that ball, and it stays in play. So Trinich is at first. Hayes is now at second. And now number 17, Cronin, steps on up. Cronin, the pitcher for this team. Count now 1-0. Score 1-0 in the top of the third inning of play here on the Indian Sports Network. Strike there. Count now 2-1. Pickard doing from the mound. Another pitch. It's going to move the count to 2-2 for Cronin. Keelan Cronin, the pitcher for the Lions. Shoots a clip and it's going high. Short's under it. And Hagemar picks it up and it's done. So that's the first out of this inning. Up now at bat's going to be number 2. That's Jocelyn Abbott. Abbott will be followed by Megan Quaint, number 5. First pitch from Pickard is a strike. Goes bunt and gets a good hit on it. Picked up real quickly by the field, but they said it was too slow to get to first, so she's safe. That means we got runners in all the corners and out in the middle. Yeah, they say Henry didn't get to it, but I don't know. Henry got to it quick enough to get to Vaughn, but not according to the ump. Quaint at bat. She gets a clip on that one. It goes foul. So the count is now 0-2-1. Swing and a miss. That's 3. Quaint seemed to act like she was getting ready, but that's 3. Quaint really didn't think it was, but yep. So it's second out, folks. Up now, Emma Pollitt. Pollitt settles in. Pitch down the dirt. Gets a good clip at it. Hagemar can't get her hands on it. Throws it to first, though. Safe at first, meaning there's another run scored. Hayes this time, who scored the last run, makes it in again. Chernich now at third. Jocelyn Abbott, or excuse me, yep. Chernich at third. Abbott at second, and Pollitt at first, but they did switch out a courtesy runner for her. At bat now should be number 3, Molly Snyder. Pitch comes in from Pickard. Snyder settled in. Count 1-1-2. With that pitch, though, we change it just a little more. Here's the pitch. Pitch comes in, and that's going to Walker, which means we Walker run in this time, folks. Not at all what we like seeing, but definitely does happen every once in a while. Chernich comes on in. Means Abbott's at third. Pollitt's at second, and Snyder sits at first. Leah Watson's at bat. First pitch to Watson is a ball. 2 outs on the board. There's a clip, and it goes back and down. Count 1-1 for Watson. Watson ready to go. There's the pitch. He gets a clip at it, goes right into Pickett's glove. Pickard to first. It's an out. And that saves him from anything else. So that worked there. And that means we close out on this portion of the third inning of play. And we head into the bottom of the third. We'll be back in just a few seconds here on the Indian Sports Network. This is Jake Thompson, and thanks for joining us.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Ellsbury Democrat. Log on to www.ellsburydemocrat.com today.
Since 1995, Heartland Restoration has specialized in all types of masonry repairs, concrete restoration, above and below grade waterproofing, snow removal, epoxy joint repair or replacement, and all types of floor coatings. Our mission is to serve you with over 35 years of experience, someone you can trust to do the job right the first time. If you have a project, big or small, please give us a call. Heartland Restoration, 314-993-6377.
Alrighty, folks, if you are just joining us or cued in the last little bit here on the Indian Sports Network, this is the Fort Zumwalt East. The Lions and the Ellsbury Indians going at it. Game started just a little before its scheduled start of 9. So it's 9:30 now. We're heading into the bottom of the third inning of play. Score 3-0 in favor of the Lions. First batter is going to be Madison Kinsler, number 14, for the Indians in this inning. Count now 2 to Kinsler, or 0-2 to Kinsler, excuse me. Pitch comes in from Cronin. Swing and a miss, and that retires her. Cronin, a rather efficient pitcher, and I mean that in the sense that so far, first inning hit 3 batters, second inning hit 3 batters, third inning hit 3 batters. Even if they get a hit, it's going right into somebody's glove, and the fielding is efficiently picking up. So we haven't even eclipsed Ellsbury's line yet. And in comparison, we've already been twice through the entirety of the Lions lineup. Swing and a miss. So we count now 2-0-2 for Julia Vaughn, number 7. First time we've seen Vaughn today. And that's an out for her. Cronin racking them up this time. It's 2 in a row there. That's about how she started her last inning. Before there was a fly out to the first baseman, was able to get under. So out in the field for the Lions, Cronin obviously on the mound, Pollitt behind the plate, Burkheit at first. Second is Abbott, Hayes third, Milky at short, Watson, Chernich, and Snyder out in the field, left to right. And that first pitch to Bangy was a strike. Emily Bangy, number 8, batting right-handed. And out in the outfield today. Here's the pitch. Timeout called by the pitcher so she could tie her shoes. Once again, this is Jake Thompson bringing you all the action live here on the Indian Sports Network. We're glad to have you with us today as we bring you some great local athletics and youth sports. Watch these teams really go at it and bat. There's a game in the other field as well, as this is part of a tournament, making up for some of the rain had earlier this year. Count now, 3-1 to Emily Bangy. Pitch comes into Bangy. That kicks her up to a 3-2 count. Strike 3, folks. So that is the end of the third inning of play. We're going to head into the fourth inning of play here shortly. We'll be back in just a minute here on the Indian Sports Network, folks. Thanks for joining us.
Here at People's Bank and Trust, new technology improves our lives. We all know that. But when it comes to your money, wouldn't you just as soon deal with real people rather than recordings and electronics fingerprinting of the mega banks? We put technology to work so we can have more time for you. We're your community bank. People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Missouri high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Missouri State High School Activities Association and the Missouri Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Alrighty, folks, we are back. You just watched the first 3 pitches to Madison Milky. That was 2 balls and a strike. We're at the top of their lineup for the third time as we hit into the top of the fourth inning of play. Score 3-0 in favor of these Lions. Pickard on the mound. Here comes the pitch. It's a clip, and it goes right into the fence. Weekly still behind the plate. At first is Vaughn, second Henry, third is Mooney. Hagemeyer at shortstop, Bangy, Kinsler, Martin left to right out in the outfield. Here's the pitch. Down in the dirt, this time count 3-2. We're full up. And even Fuller. I guess I didn't notice that last ball. She walks. So, looks like there's going to be a little bit of a chit-chat on the mound. Coach Robinson heading out. Next batter will be Kristen Hayes. Hayes will be followed by Allison Chernich. Alrighty, looks like coach has had his talk and the players are fanning back out, so we're going to see what happens. Hayes batting left. Hayes, so far, been kind of the leader of at least making it across the home plate in their push. Whoa. And tried to get that runner at second, but throw over no good. And kind of didn't wrap like it needed to. Here's the pitch. There's a clip, and it goes popping up off the tip of Mooney's glove. She almost had it, just not well enough. That does mean that Hayes is now at first. And Milky at second. Allison Chernich, that's number 6, is now at bat. She'll be followed by number 17, Kaylin Cronin, pitcher for these Lions. There's a ball on the field, and there. Looks like there was a ball somehow on the field. The edge of the field, the ump wasn't exactly happy about it. And strike there. Chernich ready for it. She's batting right-handed. Chernich out in center field. Second strike right there. Gets a good clip out of it. It goes right down the foul line. And it's still in play. Runners moving. So we got one scored by Milky. If not, almost thought Hayes was going to be right behind her, but Milky does it. Hayes now at third base. Chernich at second. What a hit by Chernich. Right on the foul line. Traced it perfectly and kept it in play. That bumps up the score now. 4-0 here in the fourth inning of play as the Lions take on the Indians. Solid rip by Cronin. Out into left. We got one run scored, and here's another. So Hayes makes her way back through, completing her run of every time she's at bat she gets home, followed by Chernich. Cronin as the pitcher getting a courtesy runner. Cronin made it as far as second base. Up now, number 2, that's Jocelyn Abbott. Abbott settles in. There's the pitch. That's a strike. And there's a little bit of a clip, and she's done on that deal. So there's an out at least. First out. Still a runner on second base as number 5, Megan Quaint, steps up to the plate. And Megan Henry gets right under it and picks that off, folks. So that's another one donezoed. Still got a runner on second. As Emily Pollitt steps up to play. Strike there. Pitch comes in. Count 1-1, 2 outs for Emma Pollitt. Swing and a miss. It's going to be 1-2 on the count. Count now even. 2-2. 2 outs. Clip and it pops up. Pickard couldn't get under. Mooney tried, but they got the ball moving quick enough, folks. Got it quick enough, and it worked to get Pollitt out at first. So that's the third out. We're going to head into the bottom of the fourth inning of play. Score now 6-0 in favor of the Lions. So, folks, we'll be back in just a minute here on the Indian Sports Network.
Are you familiar with or have you experienced water damage in your business or home? Even if the damage is small, repairs can be very costly, not to mention the unpleasant sight and smell of the damaged area. It's okay. Heartland Restoration is here to help. Give us a chance on your next project. Call 314-993-6377 today.
Alrighty, folks, as we head in here to the bottom of the fourth inning of play, with that score being 6-0 in favor of the Lions on the Indian Sports Network, this is Jake Thompson bringing you all the action live as it happens this morning. Game picked up at 9 a.m., so we're moving pretty briskly through it. As I noted in the last inning, though, even though we're in the bottom of the fourth, we still have not lapped over into the next lineup. To the point that really in this situation, this is the first time you would lap over because we had 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3. So now we hit the start of the lineup in the fourth inning of play with Kaylee Martin at bat. On the mound is going to be Cronin behind home plate. Pollitt, Brickett, I'm trying to pronounce this name here, folks, and it is a little bit wordy. And I know I've said it a different way, I think, every time. Is at first, Abbott's at second, Hayes is at third, Milky's at short, Watson, Trinich, and Schneider out in the outfield going left to right. Martin will be followed by Sydney Pickard and then Megan Hagemeyer. Kaylee Martin ready for it. Here comes a pitch from Cronin. Whew. That one was high and hot. It's a ball, though. Strike there. Goes off the tip of the glove there. Count now. 1-2. Clip of it and it goes foul. Pickard on deck. Hagemeyer in the hole. Clip of it and it goes foul and over towards the concession stand. Another one going right about the same spot she hit that earlier one. Count now still at 2-1. Ooh. No, that's a 2-2 count now. Strike there, folks, and that's a donezo deal. Keely Martin retired to the dugout as Sydney Pickard steps on up. Sydney batting left. She was bunt and it pops just right in front of the pitcher. She might have it, but it's out. Pickard did well with that, but yeah, just not placed right. Definitely a good little bunt though. So that's the second out. Up now, Megan Hagemeyer. First pitch is a ball to Megan Hagemeyer. Pitch comes in again. Swing and a miss. Count 1-1. Woo-wee. Tagged and done on that deal. Ball went right to that first baseman who was able to seal that up. So, folks, we are done with the bottom of the fourth inning. We're going to head into the fifth inning here in a second. We'll be back on the Indian Sports Network. Score 6-0 in favor of the Lions.
Ever wonder where your hard-earned money goes when you deposit it? It stays here, at home, to help make living here what we've all come to expect. We've got everything the mega banks do, but we've made a commitment to our community. So when you're looking for the right bank, see People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Alrighty, folks, here on the Indian Sports Network, this is Jake Thompson bringing you all the action as it's going down here in Ellsbury. Quick update, does look like there has been a bit of a change. On the mound, number 3, Kara Lovelace will be pitching for us. Looks like they're going to give Pickard a a little bit of a rest. So this is the first time we've seen Loveless out this game so far. We'll see what you can do. Score 6-0, top of the 5th inning of play. First batter, number 3, Molly Snyder. First pitch is a strike. Out in the field, it does look like all other fielders have remained the same, including first baseman Julie Vaughn, second baseman Megan Henry, Sam Mooney at third, Megan Hagemeyer at short, Emily Bangy, Maddie Kinsler, and Kaylee Martin out in the outfield. Snyder ready to go. Gets a clip, goes right to Mooney's glove. Mooney to Vaughn. Done. First out as number 11, Leah Watson, steps on up. And that's ball. Swing and a miss. So that's a definite strike. Count 1-1, 1 out. 9:53, folks. We are in the 5th inning. This game's going about as fast as you could think it would. There's a strike, or as fast as you would think possible, almost, really, to level some of it. Pitch comes in from Lovelace. Clip of the ball goes to short. Picked up. Misses Vaughn. Hagemeyer with the throw there. And allows number 11, Leah Watson, to get all the way to second base. This is going to allow us to hit the top of their lineup for the 4th time in 5 innings of play. Madison Milkey steps on up. First pitch is a ball. Clip and it pops up. Oh, what a way to do it, folks. But Megan Hagemeyer got right under it. Chased it on out and took care of it. So that's a second out. As Kristen Hayes steps on up to the plate. Hayes batting left, settles in. Here's the pitch. Runner moves. That means Watson now on third base. Hayes looked like she was going to step into that for a bunt, but didn't go to it. Here comes the pitch from Lovelace. Clip, and it's going to go right inside the dugout over there. Count now, 2-1. Kristen Hayes. And it's down out in the field, folks. That does mean number 11, Leah Watson, scores. Hayes makes her way to second base. It was out there and well placed. Definitely made something happen there on her part. Up now, number 6, Allison Trinich. Trinich will be followed by Keelan Cronin. You go, whoa. I'd say that's out. Yep. Hayes was making her way to third. Ball got to third, and she kind of ran into it as she dropped. That definitely worked. So that is the third out. So, folks, We're going to head into the bottom of the 5th inning of play. We'll be back here in a minute on the Indian Sports Network.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Alrighty, folks, we are here back on the Indian Sports Network. This is Jake Thompson bringing you all the action, play-by-play and bat-by-bat from this morning's game as the Indians take on the Lions. Ford Zumwalt at the East. Score is 7-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning of play. Let's see if these Indians can make something happen. Up first is going to be number 4, Tess Weekly. She'll be followed by number 9, Sam Mooney, and then number 6, Megan Hagemeyer. Or excuse me, Megan Henry. So, let's see if we can get something cooking, folks. Cronin on the mound still. 4 of the Lions. Pollock behind home plate. Byerkit at first. Abbott at second. Hayes at third. Milky at short. Watson, Trinich, and Snyder out in the field. Once again, folks, thanks for joining us this morning. We got a lot of ball that potentially could be played today. We'll be bringing you live what we have. Here comes the pitch from Cronin. Count now 2-0 to Tess Weekly. A little bit of a hop of the ball, but it goes foul. Ball goes foul on that try. Count now 2-2. Pitch comes in, clip, and it goes hopped right into the third baseman's glove. That's an out. Weekly made a good fight on that, but just wasn't going to play along. Up now, number 9, Sam Mooney. Sammy Mooney gets settled and ready to go. Scores 7-0 in favor of the Lions. Swing and a miss. Count now 1-1. Pitch comes in. Swing and a miss. And that sends her back to the dugout. That's out number 2. Up now, Megan Henry. Pitch comes in. Strike there to Henry. Swing and a miss. Count now. 0-2. 2 outs. Pops up. Drops behind the stands. See if Henry can motivate something here. Swing and a miss, and that retires her, folks. And that closes out the 5th inning of play. We're going to head into the 6th here in just a moment. On the Indian Sports Network, this is Jake Thompson. Thanks for joining us.
People's Bank and Trust knows that every minute of your day counts, so it's good to have a few time savers on your side. Take internet banking, for example. It allows you to bank from home rather than having to make an extra trip to the bank just to check your balance, transfer funds, or view recent transactions. You can even pay your bills online, eliminating a trip to the post office for stamps. Best of all, People's Bank and Trust offers all of this free of charge. Visit us online at www.pbtc.net and sign up today. Just another example of hometown banking the way it should be. People's Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here on the Indian Sports Network. As you can see, Carol Lovelace on the mound. 6th inning of play. We're at the top of it. Score 7-0 in favor of the Lions. This game just breaking the 10 o'clock hour 5 minutes ago, and we're almost done and out. So we'll see what happens if these Lions can keep trouncing along, or if the Indians will slow them down and put them to rest. First batter's number 6. That is Allison Trinich. 4th time we're seeing Allison. Count now 1-1. She last 2 times was able to get on a hit to first and then to second, and then was eventually able to make it home. Ball goes to Hagemeyer. Hagemeyer gets it to first base, and it is an out. Well done by Hagemeyer. Up now, number 17, Keelan Cronin. Cronin, the pitcher for this team. What a hit, folks. It is solid, it is down, and it is up all the way to the fence. Or over the fence, heck. I thought it landed just inside, but it looks like it made it a few feet out and landed on the edge or inner edge of it. So their pitcher just knocks a heck of a home run, folks. What a way to do it. What a way to do it. Definitely from my angle here, I was thinking it was just inside, but it looks like it just was over the edge of the 190, in between the 196 and the 210. So that's probably 200. Up now, number 2, Jocelyn Abbott. Strike one. Count now 1-1. Jocelyn Abbott. 1 out. Clips up. Count now 2-2 for Jocelyn. She's ready to go. Here comes a pitch from Lovis. It's 3-2 now. We are full up. Let's see what can be done. And she gets to take a base. Walking down as Megan Quaint steps on up. That's another strike. And looks like that is a retirement for Megan Quaint. So that is our second out there. So runner still at first as number 10, Emily Pollitt, steps on up. There's the pitch. Goes foul. And that's an out there. So Pollitt is retired as the third out. And we will head into the bottom of the sixth inning of play here in just a second on the Indian Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment, folks. Thanks for joining us.
Ooh, hey, hon, what are you doing up so early?
Oh, I'm just getting ready to take care of some stuff with the bank.
The bank? I surely hope you're going to get dressed first. You'd get some pretty weird luck showing up in your robe and fuzzy slippers.
I'm not going to the bank. I'm doing it all right here from home using People's Bank and Trust online banking and bill pay service. I can check our account balances, transfer money, make a loan payment, and even pay bills, all from the comfort of my pajamas. Best of all, it's free.
Banking in your pajamas. Now, if we could only get the grocery store to deliver.
Start banking online today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Alrighty, folks, we're about to head into the bottom of the sixth inning of play. This is Jake Thompson here on the Indian Sports Network. Score is 8-0 in favor of the Lions. On the mound is still Keegan Cronin for the Lions. She has been a model of efficiency in this game, easily representable by the fact that it is only 10-12. This game started just after 8:50. Originally scheduled for 9 o'clock start, so it is blitzing through both pitchers, having efficient moments, but definitely Cronin. She's went 1-2-3 batters, 1-2-3 batters, 1-2-3 batters, 1-2-3 batters, 1-2-3 batters, and generally At least 2 of the 3 have been strikeouts. The third inning was all strikeouts. So definitely she's a pitcher who's got her game honed in, and it's something neat to watch, but obviously not in favor of the Indians today. First batter is going to be number 13. And my memory's slipping on me because this is a substitution. And that's Emily Braden. So Emily Braden batting in the spot of Madison Kinsler. So we'll see what else gets hopped around here. Ball goes off the edge of her bat. Braden settled in. Oop. A little low on that. Count now. 1-2. And she did a good try on it, but Braden goes down out on that deal. So that's our first out. And that's a heck of a little crack, and it's going. And it is fair. And Julia Vaughn is moving, folks. What a way for her to go. She is going. And she just might make it. She does. Julia Vaughn all the way around. Home run on her part. Well done and well played. What a spark to go for these Indians. Heck of a job by Julia Vaughn. Putting the Indians on the board after a bit of a drought. Well, a bit of a drought's probably an understatement at this point because we are in the 6th inning, but they needed that, and that's a good thing to spark it up as we now see number 8, Emily Bangy, stepping on up to bat. Scoring out 8-1. Looks like there's going to be there's a short little bit of a meeting up on the mound by the Lions. Score 8-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Looks like there is a bit of a switch. Cronin no longer on the mound. It's number 16, Mackenzie Byerkett. The one I was having issues pronouncing her name earlier, and they put her on the mound. She was their flex. So we'll see what she can do for these girls now as she's on the mound and taking over for this part of the game, closing them up. folks. Pitcher still getting set up on the mound. As we said, score now 8-1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning of play in Ellsbury. So we'll see what happens, folks. Pitch comes in. Strike 2. Emily Bangy. Pitch coming in. Clips that. It goes foul. Strike there. And she's out. So that's out number 2. Up now, Kaylee Martin. 2 outs. Strike there. 2 outs. Martin with a strike already. She gets a clip, goes off of pitcher's glove. Short picks it up, but Kaylee Martin's quick enough to get to first and safe. Up now, number 3, Carol Lovelace. Okay, 1 ball. 2 Lovelace. Here's the pitch. She gets a clip and it's going towards third. Runner's moving. And it's a quick enough throw to make it an out, folks, from third to first. So that is out number 3. We seal up the 6th inning of play. Ellsbury finally on the board as the score now at 8-1 with a beautiful little home run by Miss Julia Vaughn. So Lovelace still on the mound for Ellsbury. We'll be back in just a minute here on the Indian Sports Network. Thanks for joining us. This is Jake Thompson.
You're listening to the Indian Sports Network, courtesy of the Ellsbury Democrat. Log on to www.ellsburydemocrat.com today.
People's Bank and Trust invites everyone to come to the game, the high school sports games that are going on right now. All area teams have put a great amount of effort and time in to perfect their skills, and they are ready to play. Support the community schools and students by cheering them on to a great season of games. People's Bank and Trust proudly supports the area teams and looks forward to seeing you at each and every game.
Alrighty, folks, here we go. First hitter is going to be Molly Snyder. Strike 1 to Snyder. Top of the 7th inning of play. Score 8-1 in favor of the Lions. Clip, and it's going high and foul. Count now going to be 0-2 Molly Snyder. And that goes foul as well. Pitch comes in. And what a straight hit right down the middle. Kinsler picks it up and moves it, but it isn't moving anywhere towards tagging up with her. Molly Snyder makes her way to first. Up now, number 11, Leah Watson. Watson settles in. There's the pitch. Strike one to Leah Watson. No outs on the board yet. Second batter of the inning. Pitch from Lovelace comes in and straight through. Gets the edge of it. Mooney leaned over. It was two inside. Goes all the way to the outfield. Runner gets to first. That means we got a runner advancing though. Molly Snyder now at second. Leah Watson at first. Up next should be Madison Milky. Here comes the pitch from Lovelace. It's a clip, and it goes foul right on out. Straight solid clip there. Goes right into the glove of the outfielder, and that's an out. Right out into right. So that's out number one. We still have runners at first and second as number 7, Kristen Hayes, steps on up. Or excuse me, number 9. That's Sienna McClure. First pitch is a ball. Lovelace with the second pitch. Here it comes. Strike right down the middle. Kira's dialed in on some of these pretty well. Down in the dirt. Runners are moving. I think McClure actually got hit by that pitch, pretty sure. So bases are loaded. That puts Snyder third, Watson at second, and Sienna McClure at first. Here's the pitch coming in to they haven't switched up. I was trying to make sure they hadn't changed anybody else around, but Allison Turnage. She hits a clip and it goes foul. So her count is now 1-1. Lois on the mound, 2 outs. As you saw, Chenert out. Keely Cronin up now. Cronin now at first base. Pitch comes in. She gets a heck of a hard swing. It's going straight and back, and it is against the fence. So there does look like 1 run scored. Cronin makes her way to second base. Heck of a hit by Keely Cronin. Molly Snyder scored. Leah Watson now at third base. Kristen Hayes, Molly Snyder scored. Cronin's at second. Sienna Miller is at third. Oh, and Hayes McClure scored. That's where I'm lost. Up now, number 2, Jocelyn Abbott. She's in the count, 2-1, and she gets walked. So she's at first. Cronin is at second, and then third, number 9, Sienna McClure. Pitch comes in from Lovelace. Batter is number 5. That's Megan Quaint. So, folks, that adds 2 more on to the line score, so it is now 10-1, heading into the bottom of the 7th inning of play. First batter for the Indians should be number 24, Megan Hagemeyer. Let's see what transpires. You know, last inning was the first inning they broke their habitual 3 batters that they had been holding on to since the 5th inning. They went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 batters before they ceased that. So we'll see what happens. Pitcher getting warmed up. They have switched. It is Noir Cronin. It's a Buyer kit. So we'll see what she can do. She was in the last inning. Now number 24, that's going to be Megan Hagemeyer. Pitch comes in, gives a clip, and it's going up and sent right into the shortstop's hand. So there's the first out. Hagemeyer retired to the dugout. Up now, number 4, Tess Weekly. Here's the pitch. Strike there. Tess Weekly, count now, 1-1, 1 out. Weekly will be followed by Sam Mooney. Strike 2. Count 1-2. Let's see what happens. Count now 2-2. Gets a clip, goes to third base, third to first. That's an out. So that's our second out as Sammy Mooney steps on up, number 9. Mooney at third today. Here in the 7th inning of play, scored 10-1. The one run scored by Ellsbury. Julia Vaughn hit a heck of a nice little home run. Pitch comes in and it pops up right into left field glove, and that is an out. So as you know, folks, that does mean this game has come to an end here in the 7th inning of play. Score 10-1 in favor of the Lions. Definitely not how we like to see it, but it does kind of crumble that way sometime. The Lions played a heck of a game with some solid offense and some pretty sturdy defense that you can't argue with. The Indians themselves had some strong points as well, but it just didn't all lock together at the times it needed to. Heck of a nice little hit by Julia Vaughn. These girls played well for an early morning game, but obviously the struggle was there, and they came on the losing side of it. So that being said, folks, I can honestly tell you I'm not too sure what's with the schedule today. My memory is pretty shot. I knew the first game started today, and I know that since it's not the actual normal tournament schedule, they are shifting some things around, so I need to check and see. I do believe this might be a pretty simple elimination system, so we might have another game for you. I'm not too sure. Give me a second and I'll look into that. We'll be back here on the Indian Sports Network. Take a listen to some of the commercials from some of our sponsors, and here's a little bit about them.
You know, the people pulling the strings are usually hard to reach in today's mega bank world, but here at People's Bank and Trust, you deal with the decision maker. At our community bank, which is what good banking relationships are all about, we all live and work right here. With us, you pull the strings. We're People's Bank and Trust. Troy, Hawk Point, Winfield, O'Fallon, Ellsbury, and Bowling Green. Financial security right here at home. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Ellsbury Pharmacy and Medicine Shop in Troy, we know what a pharmacy is meant to be. We take the time to know you and your healthcare needs. Most prescriptions are filled in 15 minutes or less, and we offer free local delivery and a friendly and knowledgeable staff to answer your questions. Better service, better value, better healthcare. Locally owned and operated, and proud to be your local independent pharmacies in Ellsbury and Troy. Visit us online at medicineshoprx.com.
Alrighty, folks, we are back here on the Indian Sports Network. As you did just see, the Indians fell to the Lions. With that tournament bracket, there are a couple other things that will shift, and to that fact, we are going to be moving to the other field, the baseball field. So to do that, I've got to completely tear down and move my entire setup. That being said, we'll be back in just a little bit. I've got to shut down everything, and we've got to restart our system. So we'll be back shortly. I'd assume the next game will start around 11. We should be back up and online by then. So folks, thanks for joining us now. We'll see you in a little bit. This is Jake Thompson here on the Indian Sports Network, and stay tuned and stick with us.